Well, Alan, so nice to see you. And
Nice to see you again,
thank you for
Sander.
taking the time. And we're here to discuss my book, and really happy that you endorsed it. And just to give you a little bit of a background, why I wrote it and why I'm so happy that you are supporting it is basically because, as we know, the world is in crisis. And when I was growing up, first in banking, and later as a leadership advisor, I felt business wasn't really stepping up. They were lagging behind, and there were all kinds of trade-offs between all the stakeholders, and of course, they were creating value for customers or shareholders, but then at the expense of the environment or at the expense of their own people or workers. And they felt it was normal. It was that there were so few companies out there where we're sort of taking care of the whole value chain. And so I zoomed in on leadership. How come that leaders don't, they basically say, okay, my job is the bottom line, right? My job is to create products, but, why not, raise the bar? And so we found a few companies, and Unilever is one of them, who was really trying to raise the bar, right? And it's of course difficult as a multinational company, particularly in an economic system which has all kinds of incentives that favor the short term over the long term, and shareholders over other stakeholders. But anyway, Unilever has come a long way, and what is we distill that as triple value, because you were taking care of your employees, you were taking care of your customers, but on top of that, you were taking care of the environment and society as far as you can, right? So, and then we looked at what are actually leaders doing, and how come leaders have that mind frame, have developed that mind frame in spite of the flawed incentives. And then there are not many who do that, right? Particularly if you go to the level of leadership. And I would say when we met, and I also read some of your quotes when you just started as a leader, that basically summed up the book that I was writing at that point. One of them was, maybe you remember, but you said something like, the future of leadership is to lead with care and compassion, simply because the employees demand it, your customers expect it, and the planet needs it. So then I knew, okay, I'm writing this book for Alan.
Thank you very much.
He already gets it, basically. So now it's a few years later. And really, I think you embody, I'll try not to flatter too much, but you embody something that I think is really crucial, because you have a real strong focus on performance. You know that, you've shown that in your career. You know what it means to do business. But you also have a strong passion for innovating for new products, new markets that somehow, are aligned with what society needs, what the planet needs. And then you have a real commitment to people, the human care and compassion. And that altogether is not a sort of three levels of three triple value manifestations. So I'm really honored.
Well,
and let me give you the book, because then we've done that formal part.
Great.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sander. Let me just say, first of all, congratulations on getting this book out. I think it is an extremely important contribution to leadership thinking, and it busts a number of myths, of which the most important is that there's a trade-off involved between serving different stakeholders. We do believe passionately in a multi-stakeholder model. We believe that when we look after our employees properly, they will help us serve consumers and customers better. We'll be more likely to do the right thing for our business partners, for society, for the planet. And when we do all of that well, the shareholder will be well rewarded.
Yeah.
And we're building up a stronger and stronger body of evidence on why this business model makes sense. And really there's four elements to the business case. We're seeing that our brands that put some form of positive contribution to the planet or society at the heart of what they offer are growing much faster than the rest of our portfolio. So there's a growth mandate. this belief that sustainable business costs more.
Yeah.
We, I think, have blown that up. We've saved about 1.2 billion euros through sustainable sourcing. We know it reduces risk, macro risks and micro risks. And goodness me, there's enough risk in the world right now.
Yeah.
And maybe the most important part of the business case is that good luck attracting young people into the workforce.
Yes.
The number one question we get from young people coming into Unilever, and we get 2 million applications for jobs a year,
Wow.
is interest in our sustainability credentials.
Yeah.
So I think triple value leadership is such an important context and concept for business in the future. All the big challenges in the world, and we think the three overriding ones are the climate emergency, destruction of nature and loss of biodiversity, and rampant inequality. All of those are going to require collaboration across sectors. Government can't do it alone.
No.
NGOs can't do it alone. Academia can't do it alone. It requires the private sector as part of that stakeholder group to succeed to tackle those issues. So a timely book at a time when the world really needs it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's so nice to hear from you. As a leader of a multinational company, someone who's actually doing the work, right? Because people like me, we talk about it, we write about it, but you're doing it. So thank you for that.